Hi there, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states. The best annuity plan for monthly income, we're going to go over that. There are best plans, but I'm going to have to segment and splice and dice and give you factual tidbits so you can make sure you're making a good decision. By the way, on a side note, the logo, Annuity Man, it's a little death metal. I hired a death metal, you'll love this. I hired a death metal logo person in England that does all the death metal bands. I said, I need an Annuity Man death metal thing. This is what I got. I'm not going to tell you what I paid for it. My wife's still mad at me about that, but I think it's pretty cool. We'll be back in a minute. So the best annuity plan for monthly income really comes down to the carrier that provides the highest contractual guarantee quote for your specific situation. To break it all down, there's 4 types of annuities that provide income. Now you can get that income monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual. That's your call. You're in control. The vast majority of people get the payments on a monthly basis. Okay? So there's no advantage. Like, you're not going to beat the annuity company if you get semi-annual or annual. Just stop. You know, all you analytical types out there, just stop. You can't thread the needle. They have the big buildings for a reason because they know when we're going to die. But all of them provide monthly income. So when we show quotes, unless you tell us otherwise, we're going to show monthly. If you go to our site, theannuityman.com, and run quotes to your heart's content on all 4 of those product types, single premium immediate annuity, SPIAs, deferred income annuity, DIAs, qualified longevity annuity contracts, QLACs, and income riders, all 4 of those, they're going to show monthly income for as long as you're breathing unless you specify otherwise. Most people buy annuities, the value proposition is you can't outlive the payments. You're solving for what's called longevity risk. I always say, as long as you're breathing, or if it's joint life with somebody, as long as one of you is breathing, it's going to pay. So monthly income, all annuity types provide that because most people like to see monthly income. You know, but we do have those occasional people that want to see it on an annual basis. They've got some type of plan in place that requires that payment to hit annual. So just remember, you can do monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, and annual, but most people do monthly. So the question is, when do you want the income to start? Do you want it to start 30 days from the policy being issued, which is the fastest you can do? Or do you want it to start a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, whatever? That's the key. I mean, those are the key details that we need. We're also going to need, if you go to the site, you're going to be required to put in a date of birth. All of the information on our site, confidential, encrypted. We don't share or sell any of that. It's for your quoting purposes, but you have to put in valid dates of birth because the primary pricing mechanism of an annuity for lifetime income is your life expectancy, not interest rates, not interest rates, not interest rates, not interest rates, not interest rates. Did I say it, not interest rates? I think I did. And the reason I did that is because, well, Fed's lowering rates, Fed and the rates. It's your life expectancy player, and it's joint life expectancies if it's joint with your spouse. Interest rates play a secondary role. Interest rates play a secondary role. Interest rates, okay. My point is, I don't want you to go down that rabbit hole. Well, I'm going to time it, Stan. You know, I time things in the markets. I'm going to time this purchase because I know interest rates. Well, you're wasting time, Chester, okay? It's a colossal waste of time. I'd rather you analyze the palm of your hand and count the lines. It'd be more fruitful than trying to time interest rates in a lifetime income annuity purchase. Have I made myself clear? Yes, crystal, as they said in the movie. So let's look at the monthly income amounts. So you can do a couple of things on our sites from a quote standpoint. Again, theannuityman.com, you can go in there with a lump sum and say, let's see what $100,000 or $200,000 or $50,000 is going to create monthly. Or you can say, we need $425 a month. What would that take to create that contractually? You can do it either or. That's called a reverse engineered quote. So you can do lump sum or monthly, okay? So you can do that. And remember, annuities are commodity products. There's not one that's better than the other. So you got to quote them because the quotes expire every 7 to 10 days unless you lock them in. And if you just can't lock them in just for the heck of it, you got to lock them in with the understanding that you are getting ready to move forward because there's a time frame on the lock-in. It's a contract between you and the insurance company. You're buying the contractual guarantees, not some hypothetical, not some theoretical. When you see a quote from us, that is what you are going to get. We don't get calls from clients, and we have a gajillion clients. We want you to be gajillion and one. They don't call up and say, what's my contract doing? What's it doing? It's a contractual guarantee, Chester. You bought the contractual guarantee. It's doing exactly the same it did last year, and next year it's going to do exactly the same as it did, and next year. Because they're contracts, which leads to your question. You're yelling at the screen. Please stop yelling because no one can hear you. Dan, what about inflation? What about inflation? Tell me about inflation. I want an inflation. I want an inflation rider. Of course you do. Because you're very spoiled with Social Security and that increase that politicians love to give you when they need your vote. It's political, not actuarial. Hello. When annuity companies adjust payments for inflation, they don't give that away, player. They lower the payment to make up for that increase. It mathematically doesn't work in most cases. And if you've been to the bad chicken dinner seminar, expensive steak dinner seminar, and I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Go swallow the food, not the sales pitch. My mom is 86 years old. She lives in St. Augustine, Florida, and she goes 2 to 3 times a week to annuity seminars. And thank you, all you agent idiots, for feeding my mom so I don't have to take her out to dinner. But she is the person that'll call and go, what are you serving for dessert? He said, I like this. I'm from the South. What are you serving? It's like a peach cobbler. I mean, she'll do that. She'll do that. And then they'll follow up with her. You're interested in annuities? Oh, I forgot to tell you, my son's starting the Annuity Man. And they're like, oh! It's like a horror film. I mean, it's truly a horror film. I have no idea where I was at because that's important. My mom's 86. She's going to annuity seminars. But I know what I was going to say. The guy at the annuity seminar stands up and goes, I got this annuity that adjusts for inflation, son. Let me tell you something. Every time it goes up in value, it adjusts the income. Holy crapoly, you cannot be that stupid to fall for that. Please tell me you're not that stupid. Please tell me you didn't have that weak moment in your life that you went, you know what, that sounds good. That sounds real good. It's like Dumb and Dumber. What soup du jour? It's soup of the day. That sounds good. Don't be Dumb and Dumber, okay? Don't be that. There is no annuity company that offers a product that adjusts for inflation. I'll do a visual just for fun. Here's the annuity payment without the increase. For people listening to this as they're driving their Ferrari, it's above my hand's above my head, okay? And here's the payment with the increase. For the people in the Lamborghinis, my hand is below my chest. Annuity companies don't give that away. There's not a philanthropist at an annuity company going, you know what? I want to give money away. I really, really love people and I want to give money away. I haven't met him. I haven't met that person. They're capitalists. They're capitalist pigs. Overweight capitalist pigs that run life insurance companies. I'm not sure they're all overweight, but most of the country is. So I'm pretty solid there. But understand with annuities for monthly income, don't buy the dream of increased inflation. So you're saying, stop yelling. So you're saying, but Stan, so how do we do inflation? How do we solve for inflation? Good question. Glad you asked that. What we do is when inflation hits your specific situation and you call us up and you say, let me speak to Stan. And I pick up the phone and you go, Stan, we need an extra $475 a month. Notice I said $75 a month. That's how they say in North Carolina. We'll reverse engineer an immediate annuity quote to solve for that. It's that simple. There's no floating product that magically adjusts for inflation. Just doesn't happen. I encourage you to go to my site, run quotes till the cows come home, and when they come home, pat them on the head and run quotes again. Just run quotes. See how the life expectancy payments and how it's structured. It's very informative. Spoiler alert, the older you are, the higher the payment. But it is what it is. And the Fed, what does it do? I'm not going to get in the loop again. Plays a secondary role, okay? It's life expectancy. Do me one favor. Right above me is a link. And that link will take you to a video that will bring a tear to your eye. It really will. It's about me and the story of the Annuity Man. Honestly, it's pretty cool. I riffed it, and Big C behind the camera was like, man, that was pretty good. You kind of riffed it, but then he kind of stepped in and said, I need you to add a couple things. But all in all, it's the truth. It's the brutal truth. Hey, Big C, can I turn around and show him the back of my shirt? All right. That says brutal annuity truth. Who puts that on a shirt? Come on, man. I know who. Stan the Annuity Man. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.